director and the staff at Turnaround have risen to meet the challenge and have continued their excellent work, especially over the last 18 months. However, much work remains to be done, and I believe the organization can continue to grow and provide the support and services needed by all the members of our community with the help of the board and with the help of our elected officials. And I'd like to close by thanking our elected officials, Speaker Jones, our county executive, for showing their support for Turnaround today. I genuinely appreciate it on behalf of the board. So again, thank you.
Thank you, Tom and Bella, for that valuable information. It is now my pleasure to introduce Baltimore County Executive John Ozslewski.
Thank you, Carmen, and good evening to all. It is indeed a pleasure to be here tonight, and I'm honored to be here alongside Turnaround's incredible staff and board of directors. Again, thank you, Tom Strong, Development Chair Bella Owens, and to the Executive Director, Amanda Rodriguez, for the incredible work that you do for so many. I am honored to be here with Speaker Jones, who I'll be introducing shortly, but also do want to recognize other partners in government who are here to show our support for the work that Turnaround does in these 7 weeks of giving. I want to recognize colleagues on Baltimore County Council. We have County Councilwoman Kathy Bevins, County Councilman Izzy Matoka, State's Attorney Scott Schellenberger, Delegate Ben Brooks. From Baltimore County Government proper, we have Fire Chief Joanne Rund, representing Police Chief Melissa Hyatt, Colonel Andre Davis. We also have Larry Reagan, VP for Finance of the Maximus Foundation. Thank you all. I'm honored to be here in support for Turnaround. Look, we know that far too many women across Baltimore County are and have been victims of domestic violence and sexual assaults. Unfortunately, we know that this problem, as is mentioned, has only gotten worse during the pandemic. So the problem has gotten worse, and the ability to provide services has become more challenging. Last year in Baltimore County alone, we've seen over 5,000 reported cases of domestic violence. As always, the Turnaround team has stepped up in a very difficult time to continue critical and life-saving work. And we're grateful that we know that survivors can always count on Turnaround. And they've counted on them for some time now. For 43 years, Turnaround has been a dedicated partner and an advocate for women and survivors of domestic violence. And in Baltimore County, I'm proud to say we are proud to partner with you in the work that you do, because together we have done so much to support survivors of domestic and sexual violence, to raise awareness of and to combat human trafficking. Every resident of Baltimore County deserves to feel safe and secure. And when lives are put in danger, we have to step up and meet our neighbors in need and help our loved ones find safety. That's exactly what Turnaround does. Every year, they provide countless women with critical supports like shelter, trauma counseling, case management, and crisis response. Not only does Turnaround support survivors, but they also play a critical role in educating others and raising awareness of these awful crimes. By educating our communities, Turnaround helps others recognize the signs of these crimes and how to get women in danger to safety. Every day, Turnaround is saving lives and supporting our communities. Now is our opportunity to step up and help them. We have a responsibility to help support our neighbors and foster a safer county. But over the next 7 weeks, we can think about the impact this group has made and the lives they've saved and help them do more. So let's remember the people that Turnaround supports in their hardest moments. Let's promote their good work to the people we know and share the stories of how Turnaround has helped women survive and thrive. Together, let's help Turnaround achieve their mission of protecting and supporting women across our region. I'm happy next to turn the program over to another true champion for women's issues, an advocate for survivors of domestic violence, House Speaker Adrienne Jones, who broke the glass ceiling herself, becoming Maryland's first Black woman to serve as Speaker of the Maryland House. And throughout her career, both here in Baltimore County and now as a speaker, she has dedicated her life to achieving more for women. It is wonderful to be with her tonight. It is wonderful to share the stage. With that, it's my great honor to introduce and welcome Maryland House Speaker Adrienne Jones.
County Executive, Board Chairman Tom Strong, Event Chairman Bella Owens, my colleagues in local and state government, everyone out there that's standing in the green grass, good evening, hello. It's great to be here to help kick off Turnaround 7 Weeks of Giving campaign and the start of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I am very proud to support Turnaround's work to bring awareness to the issues of sexual violence, domestic abuse, and human trafficking and provide support for these victims, an overwhelming majority of which are women. The National Human Trafficking Hotline 2019 report indicated that of Maryland's 187 human trafficking cases, 85% of them were women. Additionally, 1 in 4 women are sexually abused in their lifetime, and 1 in 4 have experienced severe physical violence by an intimate partner. These statistics are striking, but our collective effort makes a difference. The Maryland House of Delegates has been leading efforts to do more to prevent these crimes and protect the victims when crimes do happen. We led and passed the True Freedom Act of 2020 to protect victims of human trafficking from being charged with a crime. We made Maryland a leader in the use of red flag laws to prevent guns from being used by domestic abusers. And we have passed legislation to better protect the privacy of victims of sexual violence. With the collective work of our colleagues in the Senate, our state and local partners, along with Turnaround's efforts for early prevention and building healthy relationships, together we can end human trafficking, end this culture of sexual violence, and keep Marylanders safe, particularly our young women and children. I want to thank Amanda Rodriguez, Jean Henningsen, Mathena James Brightful, and everyone at Turnaround for raising awareness around these important issues. I also want to thank the survivors here today for being pillars of strength and inspiration for all of us. I am proud to support this organization's work and look forward to continuing our work together to support the survivors of violence and abuse. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker Jones. For 12 years, Turnaround has been publishing a book entitled Purple Poetry Book. This is a collection of original poetry, prose, and artwork inspired by the movement to end sexual and intimate partner violence. Now, let us hear one of the poems from the book, Nightmares, as recited by Single Carrot Theater.
This poem is by an artist, Skylights Not Stars, an aspiring artist attempting to conquer high school and change the world one word at a time. Nightmares. People above, below, beside me, I thought they'd be enough to hide me, but snakes slithered through the crowd, nimble, masquerading grotesquely as people. You crept up behind me, and in a passing glance, somehow you knew that I would be too busy watching performers dance to see you as you crept your hand up fast and left before I saw your face. You didn't know I went home later and lay shaking in my bed. I couldn't get the feeling of your hand out of my head. I wanted to etch out the handprint on my skin and bury it beneath the sea, never seen again. I wonder often if you think about that day. I know I do. Does it haunt you? Invade your very soul? Are your nightmares a faceless man that torments your sleep? Because no matter how hard I try, my nightmares always end with you.
Good evening. My name is Amanda Rodriguez, and I am the Executive Director of Turnaround. I truly appreciate everyone being here today. Speaker Jones, you are an incredible inspiration. As someone that did policy work, I watched you grow, and I think that as someone that aspired to do similar things, I cannot tell you how much it means to me to see a woman in that position. So thank you. For the county, I wanted to thank you so much for hosting, for County Executive Ozslewski, and for Carmen for putting this together. It means so much to the survivors that we come together in this way and really celebrate turnaround and celebrate the amazing strength that they have collectively. I also want to thank our generous sponsors. We had a sponsor for the entire event, which is the Merritt Properties. And then also for this week, it's Maximus Foundation. So thank you, Mr. Reagan, for doing that for us today. I also want to recognize Alpha Kappa Alpha for being here, and Gloria Mero and the Highlanders. So I wanted to start by reminiscing a little bit. My husband and I were in a grocery store recently, and he started to reminisce about his last grocery store experience before lockdown. And I know all of us want to really forget March of 2020, but he was kind of going through what he remembered from that day. So I want you to remember this. By this point, we weren't wearing masks, right? And everything was very much unknown. We didn't know what was happening. He had a grocery list for myself and from several friends. So we're talking bread, milk, at that point canned goods, bottled water, of course toilet paper, right? And he described walking through this grocery store and the fear of just seeing other people. He described it as apocalyptic. The shelves were ransacked. He remembered walking around a corner and locking eyes with someone, and they stopped and just stared at each other for a minute because you didn't want to get too close. Luckily, he came home safe, having survived very much what was like a scene from the movie I Am Legend. So imagine if outside is apocalyptic and inside your house is potentially deadly. For many survivors of intimate partner violence, the pandemic brought so much more than a virus. At Turnaround, we received calls from survivors who showed an incredible amount of resilience and strength. One reached out on social media. She reached out on our Facebook simply because she couldn't call because she was too close to her abuser all day long. One walked out with nothing but her clothes on her back and her children in her arms because she had lost her job and believed the community would be there to support her. So many sought counseling services to support their mental health as we all struggled with the impact of this global pandemic. No survivor should have to walk out and feel alone. Their voices should be heard and their courage should be broadcasted. Taking that first step can be terrifying, especially when the world outside is also not safe. Since March of 2020, we saw a 50% increase of instances of domestic violence survivors in Baltimore County alone reaching out to Turnaround seeking support. Each one a brave person stepping out in hope that the community would be there to support them. However, we must do more than just respond. We must work tirelessly to prevent violence from happening in the first place. And that's why we're kicking off this 7 weeks with prevention. Turnaround provides hundreds of hours of healthy relationships workshops at local schools, helping kids learn early how to manage intimate partner relationships. We just learned last week that we received a national award We were one of only 4 in the entire nation that got this, and we are so proud to represent Baltimore County in this way. It will be specific. Thank you. It will be specifically targeting prevention and engaging men and boys in the fight against gender-based violence. I want to invite you to follow us on Facebook and Instagram this week as we highlight the rest of our prevention efforts. The 7 Weeks of Giving campaign is a way to bring awareness about turnaround to those who need it most. Over the next 7 weeks, we will be touring Metro Baltimore with a stop every Thursday afternoon to bring awareness to one area of need in our community connected to intimate partner violence, sexual violence, and human trafficking. Help us make a difference. All that we're asking is that you make one phone call, you send one text, you make one social media post, you come to one event to help us spread our mission, our message, and our movement. For every survivor who called for help, there are many more who have not been able to call yet, either out of fear or shame or not knowing that we are here to help. The power here is one. One survivor who will know where to access help. One more with hope for the future. Will you be the one to help your community be a safer place by supporting your local domestic violence provider? Will you be the one to stand up for survivors when they cannot be heard? One person can make a difference, and you can be that person. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to ask Elise, I am so sorry, from Cinco Theater to come back up to read one more poem from our Purple Poetry book.
Reasons Sorry Isn't Enough by Skylight Not Stars. Reasons sorry isn't enough. Did you know I haven't left my house without a bra and something sharp in a year? Did you know I haven't seen my body bare because when I try I am nothing but fear that somehow you left a new mark? Did you know that Jingle Bells Rock is like hail, pelting me with memories, assaulting me with feelings I'd rather forget? Did you know that when I look at you, I see nothing but my shame? That it took me months to look you in the eye without worrying whether or not I'd cry? No, you didn't. Your words, your apologies, are meaningless. Keep them.
Thank you so much for being here this evening and helping us kick off the beginning of our 7-week tour. We do have brochures and cards if you're interested in becoming a virtual ambassador. Again, it's just one call, one text, one email. And if you want to talk to any of the turnaround staff, raise your hand. We're happy to answer questions about the agency. Thank you so much.
Hopefully the audio's good. Look at my microphone. So, yeah, huh? Say what?
Yeah.
You see the valve on there?
No, I said it wasn't even locked.
Well, I'm glad it didn't fall off. But you know, it's so small. No, you're good. I want to know if Matthias done. They can hear me. Here we go. Just hit leave on that.